Okay, now we're going to look at some more advanced techniques for doing things like really matching the qualities in an image as well as just the form. Nano Banana does have a recognizable aesthetic that we often want to try to avoid, and hopefully this will show you how to do that. So we've got two images here. We've got our case study house photograph from the 60s, I think, or late 50s, and our simple screenshot geometry. These views are really quite different, and if we try our approach where we say, even though we've got the same aspect ratio, similar views, all the rest of it, if we say show me the line drawing, show me a photograph of the line drawing using the case study house image as a reference for materials and the context, and we hit go. What tends to happen is Nano Banana, all three Nano Banana models, doesn't matter if it's Pro or the old one, just return the reference image. They can't compute how to match the qualities of this with this. Let's see if this is going to do the same thing. Yep. As we saw with the last video, the solution to this is, or a really, really straightforward, simple solution to this is to just use the thumbnail technique. So we're going to take the thumbnail, we're going to put it up in the corner, and we're going to try doing this again. And we're just going to hit go. So this is with regular old Nano Banana. See if that fixes the problem. And also we're going to see what the qualities of the image are like. So this has some very specific kind of film grain, very specific vignetting, very specific balance of kind of light and shadow. It has specific kind of greenery, furniture, people, activities, all the rest of it. And I want to match all of those things. So you can see we now have, what's actually quite interesting is we've got this view here instead of this view here. So this, because the images are quite different, the original Nano Banana model just still can't quite follow this prompt, even using the thumbnail technique. And so the next tip is, if this doesn't work with the cheap model, just use a good model. So we're going to try the exact same thing with the Pro model. We're still using a really simple prompt here. We're just going to bump it up with Pro, and we'll see if that solves our problem where Pro is able to differentiate between the thumbnail and our main image and give us what we actually want, which is maintaining this camera angle, maintaining this design, being inspired by the reference. So we'll just pause this because Pro takes a while. Okay, so you can see Pro has done a better job of matching our design, but it's changed our camera angle. This now, I think, is a limitation of our prompt. So we've got a really simple prompt here. We've bumped up to using Pro models. We're getting closer and closer to what we want. We're using our thumbnail technique. We don't have to worry about aspect ratios. We're using a line drawing. Everything is in order. We're still not getting control over our image. At this point, this is when you would want to use a more detailed prompt. So here's an example of a more detailed prompt, and there's several things to think about here. One is you want to use really, really clear instructions. So in these instructions, I'm going to, in a very detailed way, refer to, I'll make this bigger so you can all see this on screen, refer to the line drawing versus the thumbnail. And I'm also going to refer to like what is really important about the image that we're trying to make. So we're trying to produce a photograph of the line drawing. It must exactly maintain the same geometry and perspective of the line drawing. Then you add people, like our reference image. You carefully think about the qualities of the photograph, and then you remove the thumbnail from the image. So this is doing, we call this a multi-step prompt with very, very clear instructions. Just the critical thing here is to be clear with the instructions. It's not just having a longer prompt and not putting in more keywords. It's giving the model something to judge its images against. Multi-step prompts work with Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2 and even Nano Banana 1 because internally what Gemini is doing is it's actually generating multiple images and checking if those images match your prompt. So internally it's a multi-step process. It makes sense for your prompt to also be multi-step. All right, so let's try connecting up our big detailed prompt. We could just paste it in, but I'm going to connect it up. And we'll keep using the Pro model, hit play, and see if this improves things at all. Okay, and this is what we've got this time. I'm just going to make this bigger, and we can also lock the aspect ratio there. This time, the model has really done almost exactly what I wanted it to do. So it's maintained this geometry, which is already a pretty weird geometry because it's just a very, very quick sketch model. There isn't actually much architectural intent in it, let's be clear. It's maintained the kind of detailing on the facade. It's taken reference from the context and the people. It's maintained the same vignetting, it's maintained the same film grain, and all of this is possible because we're using this Pro model. But with a detailed prompt, you'll also potentially find that it'll work with less good models as well.